Guys, first off, congratulations on your new film, and thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, do you remember when you were first learned about Superman when you were young? Do you remember when you like through the comics, through the movies, cartoons? Mikaela?
My dad and I used to watch Lois and Clark on Sunday nights. That was our special time. So, because he always wanted to be Superman, so that's the memory for me is growing up on Lois and Clark and watching that with my dad.
Awesome. You won.
First one for me was after school. They used to show the old Superman from like the 50s,
Oh, wow.
60s. So it was really great, and that was my first introduction to him. I had a friend of mine, my best buddy, John Harris. He was really into comic books, so he also turned me on to it. He knew which edition introduced which characters and which storylines and all of that. But that was my first introduction. I always think of John Harris when I think of Superman.
There you go. Skyler?
That's right. I don't feel good going last. I don't have a good answer. I wish I did. I really hadn't seen any of the movies. I was kind of like, it was fresh for me. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
That's good. That's Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
there.
As long as you got to it, that's cool. No worries. I want to ask you, Skyler and Wendell, your characters, Perry White and Jimmy Olsen, are characters that have most been in the movies, like live action movies previously, versions. So I want to ask you guys, how do you guys feel knowing that you're now part of that legacy of these characters in the big screen? And did James Gunn give you a wiggle room to, put in some of your flavor and style to these characters in this new iteration?
Oh, yeah. Well, James gave me free reign, gave all of us really free reign. We talked about certain things in the character that should be there, but he was really supportive of you coming up with different ideas. And I feel a part of this, fraternity, of the men who played the role before and all. And I wanted to make sure to get some of the visual images in there. I always remember him in the comic book with, the little trail of smoke coming from his cigar. So I wanted to make sure to get the cigar in there. I know some people will go, you missed that or missed that, you missed this. And that's always the challenge, when you come into a world that is so well known and beloved. But hopefully I had an essence of the man that will please everyone.
You did, sir. Loved the whole cigar thing.
Yeah.
Loved it. Oh, you, Skyler?
Yeah, James, he has like the most encyclopedic knowledge of the comics, obviously, in the world and the most respect for it. And at the same time was the biggest advocate of us trying stuff out and doing things. And coming onto the set for the first time, like it could have easily felt like, you're coming in thinking like the stakes are so high and like we have such a responsibility. And the atmosphere from the very beginning was one of such like creative, just kind of try things, do it. I cast you for a reason, whatever you do, that's the character. And it was so fun. It felt like we were so free to try stuff. And because James has such a knowledge of the world, he'll always kind of steer us back onto the tracks if we ever veer too far.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna start like receiving texts and random calls now from women. So your personal life. So
He already.
Are you already?
Yeah. I call them angel kisses, with the freckles and all.
I loved that whole angle. Mikaela, one of the things I really liked about the movie is that besides getting to know the dynamic at work at the Daily Planet, you guys, let's just say, actually also the whole gang gets out of the office to play.
Yeah.
And help with the overall arc of the story. So how fun was getting out to play, like besides being in the Daily Planet?
It was so fun doing the spacecraft, and
great.
we, the first time we got in the spacecraft, we didn't know really what was going to happen. So all of those reactions are very real. It was
crazy.
You had to be there. It was crazy.
You're 40 or 50 feet up in the air and it's tilting left and right.
And we didn't know.
We didn't know how
we were
it
like, here we go. Let's see. We weren't given a lot of knowledge about the spacecraft. We just did
said,
it.
do the seatbelts
Yeah,
really work? We're like, yeah, you're going to need them.
But back to, it was
You ever see those videos when people in the slingshot?
Oh,
They're like,
yeah.
what's going to happen? And the slingshot goes up.
That's how it felt.
That was us.
That's awesome to get to see the guys at the work, but also out of the office. I love that. Superman has always been a beacon of hope, and also a metaphor for the immigration experience and story. And with everything that's going on around the world, I want to ask you guys, why do you think the world, the audiences need this Superman film right now, Mikaela?
I just think it represents hope, and it's so like the timing, everything is so beautiful without giving away too many spoilers. But that's why this film is so special to me because of what you just touched on.
It was prescient to see this film. James created something that was really prescient. He knew the impact that it would have on the world. And this Superman movie really shows what we have in common ground in our humanity, and understand that that's the place where we should come from when it comes to deciding how we're going to contribute to this paradigm of the world. Understanding that we have a shared humanity. Let's come from that point of view and understand we must protect that. And that's what this Superman movie is all about.
That's lovely. Skyler?
Again, tough going last. Bad to go third, man. God, I wish I had gone first. Those were good. But yeah, at its core, I think this movie gets to it's what Superman has kind of always been about since its inception, which is to speak to both of the points they made about what it means to be human and what it means to be good in a world where it's increasingly complicated and unclear how to be good and how to be kind. And I think that James wrote this beautiful script. And I hope that all of that shines through.
Yeah, it definitely did. Before wrapping up, the tagline of the film is "Look Up." So I wanted to do something in Spanish just for fun. So Mikaela, Wendell, and Skyler, "Look Up" in Spanish is "Mira hacia arriba." Mira hacia arriba.
Hacia arriba.
Mira hacia arriba.
Hacia arriba. Yeah.
Mira hacia arriba.
Mikaela? Mira hacia arriba.
Mira hacia arriba.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect.
That sounds like me. That sounds like me in the Copacabana. In 1981, when I first got to New York, all I had, this was mira.
Mira.
Oh, mira.
So guys, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it, and congratulations on the film.
I love that you loved it like that.
I just told myself,
You loved it.